Wizard Backstab for game 1.
They're looking
wow.
pretty similar.
Wow, look at this.
Are these exact?
No, they're
one
real
card
close.
different.
They're real
It's
close.
guards or Ice Wizard. Where do you fall on this?
Also no
debate?
zap.
No zap either.
Oh no! Oh, I see.
No pump. Oh no, there's pump. There's pump.
There's pump. Pump poisons. What are the cards? Okay, Musketeer, and guards for Backstab. Ice Wizard and Zap for Vizard.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Actually, they're both the same. So it's even an average of 5 elixir between those two cards. So like the cycle's really not any faster.
Yeah.
They are looking in a mirror. So this is going to come down to some pretty interesting Actually, let's try to pick the cards that make them different here. So we're going to see, is Musketeer the important card for Backstab? I think that's pretty reasonable. And then Ice Wizard for Vizard. Otherwise, though, their deck is very, very similar. You're right. I gotta update all these cards with the balance update. I'm bad graphic designer. All right.
And
Vizard
people
Backstab.
have been saying that Mirror has been out of the meta. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
I want Mirror to come back, guys. My idea. Here's my dream mirror. Here's the mirror I want to see. Copies the unit for 1 more elixir cost, but makes it at +1 level. So that in tournaments you could make level 10 commons, level 8 rares. I think that'd be a really interesting thing because think about how often an over-leveled fireball might be relevant, right?
Yes.
You could start killing wizards and musketeers with it. You'd pay 5, it's not a great elixir trade, but it's situationally very useful.
The interesting thing, too, is you would have to justify throwing 2 fireballs in a row.
Sure, but there's also the things of like, you fireball collector, then they drop 3 musketeers, then you 5 elixir fireball them.
Heck, even the double rocket at the end.
I mean, think
do 1,000 damage.
Yeah, that's a cool thing that opens up.
I'm gonna start playing Rocket Mirror decks now.
I think it's cool. I like to see it. I'm just saying.
Thanks, Clark Kent.
Anytime.
Oh, look at that Lumberjack go on defense, and I like
Lumberjack on Lumberjack action.
Oh, the Ice Spirit jumped on the Giant instead of the Lumberjack. I think this defense would have gone significantly different if the Ice Spirit had killed Vizard's Lumberjack instead of the Giant.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Rage
played.
Bowler. 2 swings? No, just the 1.
1.3k, that is a very big
Just
opening.
throwing his rocks around.
Yep.
So neither have Minor, which means that they should both pretty much be able to run away with pumps, except Backstab. He knows what he's doing. Backstab poisons collectors, no questions asked.
If you guys don't remember that play by the end of this broadcast, I'll be just
Mirror match.
No, they see it through.
Oh god.
Vizard, I don't think he realizes that Vizard actually has a pretty decent elixir advantage right now, or at least he had one. He was up by about 4, and I think he chose to spend that 4 on the poison.
Yeah, for the poison. Yep. They're just gonna change. They're gonna do the same thing
right.
right behind each other. Both gonna drop bowler? Nope.
All right.
The Ice Wiz up top. And Ice Wiz has really had a great tournament so far. We've seen him in a lot of different decks, a lot of different situations, just be
Interesting.
kind of unbelievable in terms of defense.
Okay, so VizardNs plays his bowler behind King Tower, which means he is actually going to let Backstab win for a little bit.
Well, I think what he saw was that since they were getting separated, he actually didn't need the bowler up at the river because they would just be hitting each other and not knocking back. He wanted the Lumberjack down first because the high DPS would allow him to kill the enemy giant, and you can see he cycles back to the giant with that bowler. I think that was really smart by Vizard. We talk about the exact right thing to do in every situation. That's exactly... What happens in a mirror match? Oh, I know. You win the mirror match by playing the bowler behind the King Tower.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of baited out everything to just counter because
oh, wow.
Backstab thought, hey, he's gonna do the same thing I'm doing, so we'll just all, exchange the same thing.
Wow, and Vizard is gonna pull this out. 15 seconds left in this game. Game 1 of their match.
Slow. It's not gonna end in 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a deck that can pull out big come from behind wins. It really wants to grind it out and win that 1-0 or 3-something crown win.
GG. Well,
wow,
that was a well-played game.
But don't forget now, Vizard is all out of giant bowler decks, right?
Yep.
Cannot play it for the next round. However, Backstab still does have the option to play his giant bowler decks. We're going to move
So the question is, how does that work against 3 Musketeer Lumberjack?
Bowler is a great counter for 3 Musketeer, I think, just because the residual effect of just rolling over, he's going to hit 2 Musketeers over, add a zap in there, and it's pretty much game over to at least 2 of the Musketeers.
To me, before this patch, I would not have agreed with you just because the bowler is a 6 elixir investment, and if you split your 3 Musketeers, you still have to worry about the other side. If you're playing 6 on one side, sure, the bowler can handle that lane, but then you can just all in the other lane, right?
Yes.
Now that it's 5 elixir, I think it's much more manageable, and I do think that there's still issues with elixir investment plus split push and how you deal with that.
Sure.
But I think it's much more manageable just because the cost is reduced.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually think that Bowler's still not particularly great against Three Musketeers because so many of the Three Musketeer decks are playing Zap, Ice Spirit, like those kind of cards, right? And because Bowler has less hit points, like he actually has like under like 1,500 something, not 1,700. I'll update that. But 1,500 damage can be burned down very quickly under a 2-second freeze from an Ice Spirit. So there's a lot of situations where I think the Musketeers can really burn it down, and then the other players left holding the bag basically of how do I deal with these cards. Yeah. But Backstab does have poison. Yeah. Which is, very, very useful.
Very key. Poison plus Bowler equals dead Musketeer.
All right, so this is game 2. Doink, doink. Right. I'm not going to lie, though. Bowler and Lumberjack, the balance update did exactly what it was supposed to do. It took 2 cards that were not seen very widely and have made them top-tier competitive cards. It's actually great to see that there's 58 cards in the game now. With each passing month, more and more of these cards are finding a place in the meta. Even a month ago, 2 months ago, I would have been like, oh, Expo's terrible. Like, there's so many cards that need a buff, but like we've seen Log, we've seen Lightning, we've seen Three Musketeers, we've seen Expo. All of these decks come back into the meta. The meta is super healthy right now, and I can't wait to see what happens in future tournament mode changes.
Yeah.
There's the Bowler.
The poison of the poison. They're not in it.
Oh no, and they're gonna do a good amount of damage unless Backstab plays a card. Yep.
Great Ice Spirit. I mean, you have to take the 1 or 2 hits from it, but I think, given how badly it looked at first, Backstab recovered very well.
Yeah, it was a good defense.
That was well played.
But look at the elixir advantage. God.
Yeah, there's a lot of elixir.
Yeah. Collector will not kick in for Backstab until maybe another 20 seconds or so.
But here we go. Look at this. All 3 medium-sized units. Good.
Oh.
Just getting bold. Oh, but see what we were just saying there. The zap. Any amount of stun really allows that, the Bowler. It's pretty vulnerable if you get up close to it.
Yeah. So
I'm just surprised we haven't seen more Princes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Currently, Elixir situation.
Well played.
I think Vizard is now... He traded for the Elixir Collector, but he's down on Elixir now.
Yeah. That was a good log.
Yeah.
He took out the shields off of all the guards and then distract with just an ice spirit.
That was 3 elixir to counter a 6 elixir push. Yeah.
3.
7.
Oh, guards, you're right. Yeah. 7. I'm sorry. I had in my head they were fire spirits. I like the Knight. Knight might be the most underrated card in the game. You don't hear that many people talk about it. Nobody's ever like, Knight's the hot tech. But Knight's so good in so many matchups. Like, not only is it a cheap way to invest your elixir, it will hit the tower if they don't do anything about it. It's great against Miner. It's great against Musketeers, Valkyries, Lumberjacks, all sorts of stuff.
All inning right side.
All in.
There it is.
There we go. And this, oh my god, this might really hurt, actually.
Lumberjack.
Oh, wow. And the Ice Spirit jumps in and takes them both out.
And guess what? That left side Musketeer did a ton of damage.
Yes.
Oh, 2 Bowlers out there.
Uh-oh.
And a Lumberjack.
This is a really deadly counter push, though. I could easily see this going badly for Vizard.
I actually think...
Oh, God. Cross Bowler?
Yeah, Cross Bowler. This
is complicated.
This is a lot of things going on.
And here comes the Rage Bowlers in.
He had to use the defensive
the
Miner.
You have to play Miner defensively. That is always a bad sign for Miner decks when you have to start playing.
There's a lot of rage out there, a lot of purple.
Yeah.
This game is pretty much tied, though.
The game dynamic is going to change. Sure, there's 620 health on the right side tower compared to 750, so Backstab can be considered ahead, but 3 Musketeers does enough damage, as does Giant Bowler does enough damage. In overtime, it actually doesn't matter. If you fail your defense, you lose.
I think I might favor the Miner Zap deck at this point because he has a better way to just force that last 400 damage through in a way that
Vizard's just going all in.
Double Bowler!
Okay, how are you going to stop double Bowler?
Dude, look at that! Oh!
On Rage!
Oh no, the Rage Musketeer, though, is really cleaning up.
Musketeer is getting a good amount of damage, but there's still more big bodies to chew through, and right now Vizard is having to constantly play Elixir. Where are you going to get your triple Musketeer?
Oh, he doesn't have the ability where he can't save up for it when under pressure like this.
Yep.
1 punch!
1 punch.
Bowl through!
1 Bowler.
1 more bowl shot!
And plenty of health.
Backstab ties it up!
Backstab.
Wow!
Calls up Vizard and says, "Hey Vizard, you want to go bowling?"
Let's go bowling. Oh my god, the cross bowler and the double bowler was excellent. Like the bowler is such a slow card in a good way. Like it's slow moving. It costs a lot. It's slow moving. It stops moving when it attacks. All of those things really contribute to letting you build up 2 bowlers in the same push, or as we saw, that split push bowler. Like that.
That was crazy.
So we're going to game 3 in the top 4. The winner of this 3rd game takes it all the way to the finals against the winner of Marcel P and ESL Yo, whoever wins that match.
Let's see. All right, our alternate deck. Oh,
That's right. It's the Lava Miner. Ooh, man, Lava Miner Lumberjack against
sorry,
Three Musketeers.
Backstab. I am sorry.
Because he's got the lumber. Yeah, that's right. We saw this earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
Vizard just beat the Lava Hound up.
Well, let's see though, because Backstab has poison again, right? He's got the zap as well. He's got. I mean, there's Miner. There's ways he can take this. I mean, it's certainly not a favorable matchup.
No, he's gonna have to save up on that. What is it? Poison.
I think he's gonna have to let Vizard be the aggressor. Like, I think you're gonna lead Vizard to split the 3 Musketeers. You counter the Musketeers and then play Lava Hound at the river with whatever trash mobs you have left.
You need to get Vizard into that situation he was in the last game where he just could not play the 3 Musketeers because he wanted to immediately respond to the elixir coming down his lane. And I actually feel like that's something that really, really hurt Vizard. I think that's a situation where you need to lose the battle to win the war. Take some damage on your tower, get your 3 Musketeers down, then you have enough DPS to push down the big bodies. That's the only way you're going to break out of the cycle. But in the last game, we saw Backstab was able to continually play another bowler, play another giant, play more cards behind it, and then Vizard just never got enough punch in one go to kill it all.
Right off the bat. Poison.
Right.
Oh, this is...
Unfortunately, that Ice Spirit is good as dead. Boink, boink.
Watch out for the right side.
You have
he
missed
two
the one.
elixir. You have 3 elixir to defend this right now. How do you defend that? Place your minions?
Oh, no. If you notice, he missed the Musketeer with the
Musketeer.
zap. And that Musketeer is now doing a ton of damage and is not able for Backstab to get his Miner. And if that Musketeer had gone down, Miner could have gotten in there.
Yes.
Good Ice Wizard play, too. Tanked a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Strong start.
Yeah.
So right away, Vizard takes out about 1,000 hit point lead in those 2 initial exchanges.
Yep. And that's going to make Backstab think twice about his line of play.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really important. You need to figure out now, if you do the same thing, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he does open up with it, though, and here comes the 3 Musketeers, though. Or that deck cycles a bit slower than the Lava Hound deck because he doesn't have as many 2 and 3 cost cards in it. I don't know. The big downside I think I have for Backstab is that he can't really play the I'll lose a tower to take your tower game because 3 Musketeers are so good when one tower is down on each side.
It's pretty much impossible to overcome the 3 Musketeers once they take down a tower.
They have that Royal Giant trickery.
Yeah.
People thought Royal Giant was good.
Oh, but I like the Miner. It did help block for a little bit, but ultimately the Musketeers zap those cards.
Man, Fire Spirit, Ice Spirit, Log Ice Spirit, 2 cost plus 1 is just such a great defense.
Yeah. Ice Spirit might, like... You could nerf Ice Spirit, honestly. Like, Ice Spirit's one of the strongest cards in the game right now. Not because it has a big, splashy, massive effect, but it only costs 1, and it's really hard for it to not get value. And even if you just cast it to cycle and it never hits a tower or just whatever dies to something, it never really hurts you in the long run.
No.
It's the same reason why 4 Skeletons, I think, were such a value card.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Like, at the time, I remember people were really upset about a lot of those nerfs, but in hindsight, it seemed to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that tower.
And then Knight still reaches, even with the minions on defense. Got up there and did a little bit of damage.
Oh, boy.
And this is a scary-looking counter push.
Still half health on that Knight. Good Inferno.
Yeah, it's very strong Inferno. I don't know what's going to get through.
367. Oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Okay, he buys a little time, but... Wow, the Ice Wizard is not distracted by the Inferno Tower. Oh no, and it's gonna hit the tower for a little more.
Well,
yeah,
okay, it's pretty good. One zap.
I don't say I can do it because the Lava Hound's not gonna die.
He can actually just not kill the Lava Hound.
Yeah, exactly. Like that actually might be worse to try to kill the Lava Hound than like zapping it. But he can always zap it right here. He's got it queued up. 2, 3, zap. Vizard takes game 3 and moves to finals 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
That is a shockingly hard thing to pull off.
Vizard is following in Clark Kent's footsteps right now. 2nd place last week. Is this week is
That's
win.
right.
And Clark Kent predicted it.
Yay!